I'm starting today taking down the decorations from Christmas. I love having a fresh start in January and cleaning up the house. We've had this artificial tree for probably 20 years, and before that it was my husband's family, so it is quite old. Anyhow, every year I think I'm going to get rid of it and get a new one, but now I think maybe I'll see how long I can make it last. I know real Christmas trees shed a ton, but our artificial tree sheds so many needles, and I feel like I'm vacuuming forever throughout the year to pick them up. Anyhow, our dog hates the vacuum, at least this vacuum, so I have to ask him to leave. Next, I'm wiping down some of the surfaces in the living room because it seems like while the tree is up, I don't really get to dusting. In the winter, I love having fresh flowers in the house, especially since it's so dark and gray outside. It's nice to have a bright spot in the house. These are simple aster branches and eucalyptus from Trader Joe's, so they're inexpensive but really cute. Last year I went back to working full time, and while it's been wonderful for our family in some ways, in other ways, such as my housekeeping, it's been not so great. But this sideboard has sort of become a dumping ground for everything, so I wanted it to take some time to clean it up for the new year. I've been trying to spend a little more time on my hobbies, YouTube being one of them, and it's one of my New Year's resolutions to do that and also do more painting. So all of my painting supplies are out, but I needed to contain them so they're not spread all over. I still want to see them because when they're out of sight, I forget that my resolution is to paint, but I like having them contained. So I'm just pulling everything out off of the shelves, and I'm going to move it off of the sideboard and then put them back once it's all clean and tidy. At Christmas time, I got this beautiful amaryllis, but it has served its time, and so I'm taking it out to the compost to put in the compost bin. But once I dumped it in, I realized I made a huge mistake because there was a plastic liner in there, and I had to get it out of the compost bin because it could not be composted, and my daughter was inside cracking up. Now that it's all tidy, I'm going to put all of my painting supplies back on the shelves in a neat way so that I can still access them when I want to paint, but they're not spread all over the place. Every weekend I try to prepare a few containers of vegetables. It makes it a lot easier to grab them for a snack or to go to work, or if we want to make a salad for dinner. It just encourages us to eat more vegetables when they're ready and washed. One thing I like to do at the beginning of every month is create a list of intentions of what I want to do. And usually I fill it with things that are fun to do, not necessarily things I have to do. So here I'm making a bingo card of sorts, and I tried to freehand it, and I'm not sure I did the best job. Anyhow, I'm making a bingo card with all of the things that I want to do in January. We're traveling later this month, so a lot of these things are things that we're going to be doing while we're on our trip. Let me know in the comments if you also like planning out your month in advance and checking off little boxes or crossing things off of a list. Another thing I like to do every month is keep a list of things that have happened in that month in certain categories, like what I'm eating, what I'm enjoying, what drinks I'm drinking, because it makes me feel like I'm more concentrated on what's happening every month or every season instead of just letting it go by. I think it's a way of savoring the current moment. Finally, in my journal, I will make a good things are always happening list, and for every day in the month, I'll write one line of a good thing that happened that day. And then at the end of the month, I can look back and remember what happened every day that was good. It's the next day and I wanted to tidy up the living room a little bit. We let our dog Nashoba sleep on the couch, and so it gets kind of hairy. So every week or so, I like to take off the couch cover and give it a wash just to freshen it up and take some of the dog hair off of it. But I also decided to give the cushions a wash as well. I'm also washing this bench cover. I made this cover for the cushion like 20 years ago as well. But I like to wash it because the dog will come in from a rainy, wet walk and then put his feet on the cushion. So it's nice that I can remove the cover and give it a wash. Removing the couch cover kicked up a lot of dog hair, so I'm going to give the living room another vacuum today. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of this cozy spot on the internet. I'm wishing you a warm, joyful, and happy new year. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
She stops her time.